Hello YouTube. Every day, 5 times a day, millions of Muslims perform Salat. Salat is a ritual prayer consisting of a series of standing, bowing, and prostrating movements in a specific order. Salat is perhaps the most visible aspect of Muslim worship. The Quran also commands us to do Salat many times. Surely, if a ritual is so important and fundamental to Islam, there should be instructions on how to do it in the Quran, since the Quran claims to be clear and fully detailed. Chapter 7, verse 52. And we have come to them with a book which we have detailed with knowledge, a guidance and a mercy to those who believe. Chapter 6, verse 114. Shall I seek other than God as a judge when He has sent down to you the book, fully detailed? Those to whom we have given the book know it is sent down from your Lord with the truth, so do not be of those who have doubt. Chapter 15, verse 1. ALR. These are the signs of the book and a clear Quran. So, if we take Quran to be a word of God, we have no choice but to look in the Quran for the instruction on how to do Salat. The problem is that the Quran does not detail the ritual performed by millions of Muslims anywhere. Even more problematic, there is no order to do Salat 5 times a day. The word Salat has many derivatives. Yasali, Yasallun, Sallu, Salatahum. It is beyond the scope of this video to go over all the derivatives, but they are there for grammatical purposes, such as he does salat, they do salat, you do salat, etc. Let's start with the most glaring problem in the Quran itself. If we look at the word salat, I have left the word salat and its derivatives untranslated so you can get a better picture. Chapter 33, verse 43. He is the one who yasalli upon you, along with his angels, to lead you out of darkness into the light. He is ever compassionate towards those who acknowledge. Chapter 33, verse 56. God and his angels yasallun upon the Prophet. O you who believe, you shall sallu upon him and comply completely. Muslims use chapter 33, verse 56 as a reason why they say peace and blessings upon Muhammad. We will see at the end of this video what this verse actually means and why Muslims are mistaken. These two verses, along with many other Quranic verses, are a major problem for translators who hold to the position that Salat means ritual prayer. Obviously, God does not do ritual prayer. Let's see how Yusuf Ali deals with them. Yusuf Ali's translation, chapter 33, verse 43. He it is who sends down blessings on you, as do his angels, that he may bring you out from the depths of darkness into light, and he is full of mercy to the believers. Chapter 33, verse 56. Allah and his angels send blessings on the Prophet. O ye that believe, send you blessings on him, and salute him with all respect. Yusuf Ali is forced to translate Salat as blessings, as obviously he cannot translate Salat as prayer since God does not pray. In other places, he has no problems with translating Salat as prayer. Chapter 3, verse 39. So the angels called to him while he was standing, Yasalli. Yusuf Ali's translation, chapter 3, verse 39. While he was standing in prayer. Even more problematic is the fact that God commanded the children of Israel to do Salat. Surely they were not facing a black stone called Kaaba in Mecca and performing a ritualized prayer, standing, bowing, and prostrating. Chapter 2, verse 83. And we took the covenant of the children of Israel. You shall not serve except God, and do good to your parents, and regard the relatives, and the orphans, and the needy, and say kind things to the people, and hold salat, and contribute towards purification. But then you turned away, except for a few of you. You were objecting. You might think, okay, so salat is a general term for prayer, and so what's the big deal? What does it matter if we translate salat as prayer or blessings? Surely, blessings and prayer are related concepts. I agree. What I do not agree with is creating an entirely new ritual prayer, which includes prostrating towards a black stone in Mecca, sending blessings to Muhammad, and saying this is what Salat means. The Quran warns us not to invent lies about God. Here we have invented a completely false ritual and saying God authorized it. This is unacceptable. Since the Quran is clear and detailed, it is our understanding of Salat that is questionable. If we, for a moment, clear our minds that Salat means ritual prayer and allow the Quran to explain the word to us, we will see that Salat is a much broader term and does not mean ritual prayer in any way whatsoever. Let's look in the Quran. The word Salat occurs many times in the Quran. I encourage you to compile all the verses with the word Salat in them. I will go over a few verses that highlight the general idea behind Salat. In the below verses, I have left the word Salat and its derived forms untranslated so that you can arrive at an understanding about the meaning yourself. Chapter 74, verses 42 through 45. What has caused you to be in the scorching heat? They said, we were not of those who yasallin, and we did not feed the poor person, and we used to participate with those who spoke falsehood. Chapter 70, verses 22 through 29. Except al musallin, who always observe salatuhum, and those who set aside part of their wealth for the seeker and the denied, and those who believe in the day of recompense, and those who are fearful of the retribution of their Lord. The retribution of their Lord is not to be taken for granted. And those who keep covered their private parts. Chapter 107, verses 4 through 7. So woe to lil musallin who are towards salatuhum absent minded. They only want to be seen, and they withhold from any assistance. Chapter 3, verse 39. So the angels called to him while he was standing, Yasalli, in the temple enclosure. God gives you glad tidings of John, authenticating the word from God, a master and steadfast, and a prophet from the upright. Chapter 87, verse 15. And remembers the name of his Lord, Fasallah. Chapter 2, verse 43. And hold the Salat and contribute towards purification, and be lowly with those who are lowly. Chapter 4, verse 103. Then, if you have completed the Salat, remember God while standing or sitting or on your sides. Then, if you are secure, hold the Salat. Indeed, the Salat for the believers is a book that is scheduled. Chapter 6, verse 72. And you shall hold the Salat and be fearful, and to him you will be gathered. Chapter 7, verse 170. As for those who hold fast to the book, and they hold the Salat, we will not waste the reward of the righteous. Chapter 11, verse 114. And hold the Salat at two parts of the day, and the near part of the night. The good deeds take away the bad. This is a reminder to those who remember. Chapter 14, verse 31. Say to my servants who believe that they should hold the Salat and spend from what provisions we granted them secretly and openly, before a day comes when there is no trade therein, nor will there be any friends. Chapter 17, verse 78. Hold the Salat till the setting of the sun, to the murkiness of the night, and the Quran at dawn. The Quran at dawn is witnessed. Chapter 17, verse 110. Say, call on God or call on the Almighty, by whichever you call on. To Him are the best names, and do not be too loud in making your salat, nor too quiet, but seek a path in between. Chapter 20, verse 14. I am God, there is no God except me, so serve me and hold the salat for my remembrance. Chapter 24, verse 41. Do you not see that everything in the heavens and the earth glorifies God? Even the birds in formation, each knows its salat and its glorification, and God is fully aware of everything they do. Chapter 73, verse 20. Your Lord knows that you rise a little less than two-thirds of the night, and half of it, and one-third of it, and a group of those who are with you. And God measures the night and day. He knows that you will not be able to keep up, so He pardons you. So read what is made easy of the Quran. He knows that there will be sick among you, and others that go forth in the land seeking from the bounty of God, and others who are fighting the cause of God. So read what you can of it, and hold the Salat, and contribute towards purification, and lend God alone of righteousness, and whatever you put forth yourselves, you will find it with God, for it is better and a greater reward. And seek the forgiveness of God, for God is forgiving, merciful. From these verses, we can extrapolate the meaning of Salat. It means glorifying God, reading the Quran, remembering God, helping and providing assistance. We are to hold it in perpetuity. There are two specific times where we are to establish Salat. Again, I urge you to read all the verses with Salat in them, and God willing, you will come to the conclusion that they cannot mean the ritual prayer as practiced by Muslims. So, we now can translate chapter 33, verses 43 and 56 based on our current understanding. Chapter 33, verse 43. He is the one who provides assistance upon you, along with his angels, to lead you out of darkness into the light. He is ever compassionate towards those who acknowledge. Chapter 33, verse 56. God and his angels provide assistance upon the prophet. O you who believe, you shall provide assistance upon him and comply completely. This has been a long video, and I do hope this compels you to research the issue more thoroughly and come to your own conclusions as to why millions of Muslims are following a specific prayer ritual and how the majority can be wrong. The Quran again gives the best answer. Chapter 2, verse 170. And if they are told, follow what God has sent down, they say, no, we will follow what we found our fathers doing. What if their fathers did not comprehend anything and were not guided? Chapter 6, verse 116. And if you obey most of those on the earth, they will lead you away from the path of God. That is because they follow conjecture, and that is because they only guess.